As the world celebrates International Women's Day and its call for greater gender equality, the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria (MIPAN) has reaffirmed its commitment to fostering an inclusive industry where women thrive. Staying true to its mission of nurturing the next generation of female practitioners, the association organized a mini retreat for women in marketing, media and communication at Sheba Center, Ikeja, Lagos. The retreat brought together women from diverse organizations across the marketing communications industry for a day filled with inspiration, learning, and empowerment. A key high point was an in-depth investment session led by a seasoned expert, equipping attendees with financial literacy skills and insights into making smart investment decisions, an essential pillar of financial independence. The event also featured a powerful panel session led by the association's Vice President, Mrs. Brenda Wangu, alongside some of the most distinguished female leaders in the industry.
All men around the table. I wasn't even there, I was representing an MD, and I felt sad on my group tracker at the top as well. Only one woman. I said, what's going on? Is there no future for us in this place? But today the story is different.
I started my company one day before the lockdown. 2020 was one of the worst times. We didn't know there was going to be a lockdown. We didn't know the magnitude of COVID. But I resigned and decided to start my business. I got my first job selling or putting together packages for a client that wanted to give sanitizer, this combination of clean materials for people out there on the streets. I got to Lagos Island at 6:30 in the morning. The price of sanitizer changed 3 times. My bag was slashed. But I bought the sanitizer to give the word. But that was how I started. My first invoice to a client was sanitizer ingredients for COVID.
I just love the ambience of the place, and I always tell one of my greatest mentors, Wale Benson, that I love this job, I love this job. That's all I say to him most of the time. At some point, when he branched out to have something with another colleague of his, he just called me and said, Tracy, you've always said you love this job. Why not come in and do something with us? So that's how my journey started. And I think I fell in love with advertising, media, all the way through.
One of the things I see that usually happen to women is balancing the home, the work, and the growth.
Yes.
Now, somebody like me, I never have a house, and you ask how did I manage it? Fair enough, I have a very good understanding husband that will work hand in hand, and I pray that all of us will have
Amen.
Do your thing and do it very well. Put in your talent. Let what you are doing stand out for you.
I already fell in love with the industry. You know, what is more about this industry? What it is? What's the story? How do they put this together? I started volunteering from STB MIPAN. I always give it to them. They gave me a lot of space. You know, I was volunteering, they would give me space, they would give me job, they would give me what to do. I would do it. I was ready to be part of any department. They find me very interesting. And I can say today, not one, you can ask people like Mr. Rufai, still in the industry, Latiful, you know, and others, not one for me came on that model. What they say is that this one, you shall like work. Let's shall give her work to do, you know. Sometimes when you show a side, they come for that side. The question to you today is that which side of you as a female do you show? Do you put on the table? You know, they go for it.
There should be a mind shift. You don't have to go to the rock bottom that I'm here, I cannot be there. You can be anywhere you want to.
South Africa again. But this time around, I went for a global pitch and I went to represent the agency. And when I got to the airport in South Africa, I was crying because it felt like such a full circle moment for me. Like, I came here 8 years ago and I was not sure of myself. Like, hey, this big town that's so big, where am I going to start from? And then the fact that the same agency 8 years later trusted me enough to come to South Africa to represent the agency in a global pitch. It was such a humbling experience, and while I was waiting for the person that was going to pick me, I wasn't waiting. But I was teary, and I was just looking back at how far I've come. For me, it's always been a case of doing it afraid, right?
Yes.
I've always done it afraid. Voice shaking, unsure of myself, I've always done it, and I've always showed up every single time, irrespective of whatever hurdles I've faced. So I think my charge to everybody today is to do it afraid. It's never easy, right? You'll probably be unsure of yourself. You probably second guess it, but the most important thing is showing up and knowing that you can do it.
Really, working at OMD, I was rattled. Because it was a different ball game. I'm like, what exactly are we doing here? So I wasn't balanced, right? But Brenda was there. He taught me media planning. I have other bosses. I'll forever be grateful to a lot of them. And then when it comes to sharing accounts, where is she going to work and all of that, and then there's a particular, Femi Ademusi. I have great, or I still have great, mentors, bosses, or guys, right? So, and it was like, look, I don't think Nike will feel comfortable, because I was still wearing my scorecard thing, that Nike will feel comfortable working on Guinness accounts. And then Brenda practically handed Promasido account to me. And I took it and I ran with it. At Promasido, right now, I have a feeling that my name is still in the account department. Right? So I give everything our best shot, run with everything that they give you, and always ensure that you deliver on the best possible at any time that given the opportunity.
So it was a very challenging period for me and for my family. But the good thing, the reason why I said life after media is that most people, the mistake they make is when they leave or when they're out of media, or maybe they want to start their own stuff that has to do with media or advertising. They decide to do something that they are actually used to. Okay, for instance, I'm a media buyer or a media planner in the industry. When I want to start my own, I want to start as a media buyer and a media planner. I just focus on that. But that was not my story, because my father wanted to do outdoor, yes, but I told him we will do everything. We will do everything. We will buy, we will plan, we will do experiential, we will do everything, activation, anything.
Everything.
So that was what we spoke exactly. So like a boutique. So that was what we did. And it worked.
Beyond intellectual exchanges, the retreat fostered a space for personal transformation. A session on personal branding reinforced the importance of self-definition in a competitive industry, while mentorship pairings created bridges between emerging and established professionals.
Communicate, not people who are in the media, to communicate self, because everybody can sell a product. AI can sell a product. Media buyers here. Tools do it, but how do you get the job? How do people take you seriously? How do people remember you? It's up to you.
MIPAN's commitment to gender inclusivity is not just a rhetoric, it is reflected in its deliberate efforts to equip women with the tools to thrive in a dynamic industry without sacrificing their personal aspirations. As International Women's Day amplifies the call to inspire inclusion, initiatives like this reminds us that true empowerment comes from creating spaces where women can excel without having to choose between success and self.